Would you like to hear your company or church announcements or church broadcast on the airwaves of WEHA? You can call our business office at 609-641.
W262CF, Atlantic City.
WEHA is a listener-supported radio station. To make a donation, call 609-641-8870. Visit our headquarters at 3 Canal Drive, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey, 08234. Or log on to our website, wehavegospel.com.
We have gospel.
If you just tune in, you're listening to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon right here on your favorite gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel, 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. This broadcast is being brought to you by the Hawks Family Businesses, who has been serving our community for over 30 years. And Beacon Hall, turning moments into memories. And also God's gift, and the CEO is Grace Crump Hotley. I want to thank you so much for sponsoring In the Community with Dr. Thelma on today. It's December. We're not that far from Christmas. I really just can't, I can't believe it. But, you know, we're just thankful to be here and thankful to be alive and in the land of the living. We're going to have a wonderful program for you today, and we want you to tune in to find out what's going on in our community on WEHA. Let me see here. So I got a couple of things here that I want to make sure that our listening audience is totally aware of. Number one, we want to congratulate one of our own, Tamara J. Yes, for making the Billboard's most increasing plays this week and for charting 12 consecutive weeks at number one on the BDS Gospel Internet chart, Love for Your Name. So we're excited about Tamara J. She has a show on here on WEHA, and we're very happy for her. Congratulations, Tamara J. Also, I want to extend my condolences to the family of Mayor Chuck Sciarello. He was the mayor of Buena Vista Township for many years. I've known him for over 30 years. I met him in the late 80s, early 90s, when he was the chairman of the Atlantic County Democratic Party. I worked with him for many years and also had the opportunity to work with him, to work for Buena Vista Township in 2018. So certainly our prayers are going out for him and for Buena Vista Township, to his wife Cheryl, and to all of the staff at Buena Vista Township and the residents. He was a great person, a kind person, and he knew how to work both sides of the aisle. He was just a wonderful individual. I'm glad that I had the opportunity to go to visit him 2 weeks ago in the hospital and had prayer with him and sing a song to him, and we had a little chat. And I'm glad that I had that opportunity. And saying that, don't let it be said too late. If you need to visit someone, say something, forgive somebody, do it. Time is short. We need to be able to do that and move on. I didn't have no problems with Mayor Shirello. I'm just saying that time is short. Life is short. And you could be here today, going today, and you don't have the opportunity to say what you want to say to someone. Tell them you love them. Tell them you care about them. There's nothing wrong with doing that. So we again want to extend our condolences to Buena Vista Township and to Mayor Chuck Shirello's family. The Fellowship of Churches is having choir rehearsal. This year, January, we had a choir and put together by Minister Rachel Lane and Pastor Antonio Gandy, and it was great. They're having choir rehearsals. If you want to be a part of the choir, the next choir rehearsal is on December the 14th at 10 a.m. Then there's one on Friday, December 27th at 6:30 p.m. And the last one will be Saturday, January the 3rd, 20. Wow. And all of the rehearsals are held at Trinity Church in Atlantic City. The Fellowship of Churches Revival is going to begin on the first Sunday in January, which will be January the 5th. And you will be getting more information about that. But just in case you're out there and you wanted to sing or participate in the choir, this is your chance to do that. I'm having so much fun. I've had so much fun participating with Stockton's Oratorio Choir and all the singers from around the community who will be participating in the Messiah on Sunday at 8 o'clock at the Borgata. So I'm excited about that. I'm out there in the community. I love what I do. I just love what I do. And I'm just excited to be a part of that. And if you haven't gotten your ticket, go get it. And it's very reasonable price, $12. I think they start at $8 and go up to the highest ticket is for like $14. And but it's a wonderful, wonderful program. Dr. Beverly Vaughn is doing a fantastic job with that choir, and I'm just excited to be a part of it. I'm so very, very excited to be a part of it. In the studio, I have Professor Jay, and we're waiting on the mayor. He'll be here any second. And so, but before he gets here, me and Professor Jay is going to have some conversation. Hello, Professor Jay.
Hey, Dr. Thelma. It's always great to be on the show.
Yeah, I'm glad to.
It's always great to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you on my program today. You are a true millennial.
Yes.
And I love you because you bring new and innovative ideas, to the radio station. And we're proud of what you do here at WEHA. What's going on in the millennial world,
So, the same thing. I always like to say this, we can't keep splitting things by age. We really can't. Now we can split things by stage of life, but we can't split them by age.
No.
Because the same things that are going on in my world are the same things that are going on in your world. We're just looking at it from two different points of life.
True.
You're established. You know who you are fully, and you have been doing what you do for much longer than I have. I'm trying to get established. I know who I am, but I'm still trying to figure some things out. And I think that's the big divide between my generation and your generation. Is just points of life. Now, of course, the way that we look at different issues is going to be different on how we look at different points of life. When we look at the fact that, like for instance, I'm constantly making jokes with my coworkers about how the fact that,
I said Atlantic Avenue looks like Zombie Nation and Night of the Living Dead. And that was a sensationalized quote, but it was the truth. So now, in a position leading the administration, I sat down with every director. It was like an interview. We all talked about our vision, goals, and support. And the first thing I told Chief White, he was the first person I sat down with, I said, Atlantic Avenue isn't acceptable. Let's come up with a task force and let's give the people of Atlantic City Atlantic Avenue back. And that's what we did. Kudos to the chief. And, we look forward to more initiatives like that. We're looking to springboard off of the Atlantic Avenue success to make it the neighborhood success, when the weather's warm, and put those cops in troubled areas and give it that presence like it has on Atlantic Avenue.
Oh, that's a good thing. Well, congratulations on that.
Yes,
that was a good initiative.
Thank you.
So that's working and it's effective.
Yes.
Because the people are very happy about it.
Yes.
I no longer live in Atlantic City, but my church is there.
Yes.
And I have family members there.
Yes.
And so I know that's very, very good. Now, we got a few minutes before I go into my break. So let's talk about your vision.
Well, my vision for City Hall came in with the thought that, for a prosperous city, we need to build City Hall from the inside out. So one of the things that I wanted to change in City Hall and all city buildings is the climate and culture. Make the workplace more professional but more fun at the same time. Our city workers have endured much. A lot of it has been, financial. So the morale, hasn't been where it needs to be.
True.
So one of the things that we started right away was an Employee of the Month program. In a few weeks, the Employee of the Month board will be in City Hall with everybody's picture from each department. We had our first ceremony. The winners of Employee of the Month for the various departments, they get a luncheon at the end of the month in my office. They get a certificate, and they get a prime parking spot. We repurposed the entire parking lot, by department. And the first row, when you walk out of City Hall, when you're going in City Hall and employee enters on the right, all of that row is dedicated parking spots for the Employees of the Month.
That's good.
And
because I worked 35 years and never got a spot.
Yes. And the thing is, people are happy. It also motivates people,
yes,
to try to win the Employee of the Month. Other things that we started to do was, try to build a bond and also support the local economy at the same time. We have what is called City Workers Night Out every payday. We choose a local business in Atlantic City, and we patronize that business on payday after hours. So from about 5 to 7 or until all the city workers know that that's where you can go, be amongst colleagues. And a lot of that is aimed at when you deal with people outside of a work setting, or if you had a preconceived notion about someone and you're in that setting, you get to know each other more and say like, hey, well, my thoughts about that person was wrong. But at the same time, with a lot of city employees living outside the city, it gives them a chance to support the local economy. So our next one is at Chicky and Pete's in Tropicana on the 13th. And we also brought the city holiday party back. Traditionally, it's been at Soldiers Home and the Atlantic City Aquarium, two fine city-owned venues. But we wanted to take it outside and step it up a little bit. So we're at Harris Waterfront Conference Center.
Oh, my.
Tickets are $35. That does include a buffet. And it's from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Tickets are on sale. I got to give it, I'm a promoter, so I got to give a shameless
keep it
plug.
locked right there at Harris. All right, we'll be right back.
Professor J.
You know why I like listening to gospel on the radio? It's easy. You turn it on, turn up the volume, and you have gospel.
Listening in the car is cool, I guess, but I'm more into listening from my computer. I just type in the website and I have gospel.
So whether you listen to gospel on the radio, on 88.7 FM, WEHA,
or on your computer on www.wehavegospel.com,
we have gospel.
So check out our new website, wehavegospel.com.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? Amid the chaos? Or is the best time perhaps today. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait.
Hello, WEHA listeners. This is Lisa Diane Hall, General Sales Manager here at WEHA 88.7 and 100.3 FM, where we have gospel and we have talk. We'd like to thank you for listening and sincerely appreciate your continued support over the last 10 years. Thanks to all of you, WEHA is now a 2-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station with a recording studio right here in your local community. As the newly appointed General Sales Manager, it is my goal to share my 20 years of experience in broadcasting and marketing with your church, business, or organization. I am pleased to announce WEHA's new community branding partnerships, where you have the opportunity to be heard on all of WEHA's platforms, including 2 FM bands, WEHA WeHaveGospel.com, and all of WEHA's social media pages, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. WEHA is currently seeking new Sunday morning programming and new talk shows. For more information or to arrange a WEHA studio tour, you can reach me, Lisa Diane Hall, at WEHA Studios at 609-641-8870. That's 609-641-8870. WEHA is Christ-centered, community-focused, and listener-supported.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate.
Greetings, this is Kaleem Shabazz, President of the Atlantic City Branch NAACP, inviting and encouraging you to attend our environmental justice event on Thursday, December 12th from 6 to 8 p.m. at St. James AME Church in Atlantic City. You will hear from local, regional, and national experts on environmental disparities and how our communities of color are affected by policies and actions that negatively impact us in the environment. Please join us at this informative session on Thursday, December 12th from 6 to 8 p.m. at St. James AME Church. Light refreshments will be served at this free public program. That's Thursday, November 12th, 6 to 8 p.m. at St. James AME Church. Environmental Justice, sponsored by the Atlantic City and Mainland Pleasantville NAACP and the Garden State Bar Association.
Hello, I'm Pastor Bruce Johnson from Word of God Ministry. We're a new ministry in your area, a non-denominational church that focuses on your purpose through kingdom teaching, and we believe it will always result in kingdom living. Please tune in to our Kingdom Awareness broadcast every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 10:30 here at Gospel 88.7 FM, WEHA.
If you just tune in, you're listening to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon, right here on your favorite gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel, 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. This broadcast is being brought to you by the Hawks family businesses who have been serving our community for over 30 years. And Beacon Hall, turning moments into memories, and God's gift. The CEO is Grace Crump Holly. Thank you so much for being sponsors of my program on today. And we're talking with the Atlantic City Mayor, Marty Small Sr., and he's giving us an update on what's going on in Atlantic City, because there are a lot of things that are going on. So we're going to continue our conversation with Mayor Small. And we left off with some great things that he's doing to bring the morale back and to make sure that Atlantic City is a professional place, you know, is being done on a professional level.
Yes. Also, as I stated, the employees have endured so much. I remember in 2016, you know, the city was literally running out of money. My former detail officer told me a story that he went to cash his check or deposit his check on a Friday. They told him to come back because the money didn't clear yet. You know, people would literally run into the bank. I mean, those were tough times. Our employees haven't had a raise, and I led the charge as chairman of Revenue and Finance as a city council member to put a proposal together to give all city workers raises except for police, fire, the mayor, and council.
Well, listen, I'm going to make it a little funny. Now, I retired in 2016. Do I get my raise? Because I never got no money.
Yeah, well, I understand. And
never got a dime.
And that boosts morale.
It did, I'm sure.
It was 2%, with some retros involved. It wasn't, what everybody wanted, but it was a start. And we showed, look, we hear you, we're listening. And, everyone just wants to be appreciated. And
that's true.
That's our goal, to reverberate that through the entire organization. So, people, we're doing some fun things under special events. Like next Friday is Jersey Day. It's going to be themed dress days. And in May, on a Friday, the first Friday, it's going to be Kentucky Derby Day in City Hall. So people could come in with the bonnets and all of that, just to bring life. And one of the complaints that people said, and you can't paint everybody with a broad brush. One of the complaints were city workers were
rude,
ignorant
and rude
in person and over the phone.
True.
So if you call any city office, we have a phone script now, just like any professional organization, because we want to promote that positivity, because it's always a great day in the city of Atlantic City. So if I happen to be sitting in the office and the phone rings, it'll say, "It's a great day here in the city of Atlantic City. Mayor's office, Mayor Small speaking, how may I help you?" They have to say it's a great day here in the city of Atlantic City.
Right.
Their department and their name and how may we help you. That little thing means so much. So if you're calling the tax office and you complaining about your taxes, everything, you hear that, it's going to diffuse the situation.
Absolutely.
So, of course, everyone isn't going to buy into your vision, and I get that. But for so long, the expectation level and accountability hasn't been, required. And that's what we're going to do. When I came in, like I said, I had a plan. My leadership theme, I thought about it. What can be the theme of my leadership? So I chose an acronym-based theme. It's called Let's Ace It.
Let's Ace It.
And LET stands for leadership, expectations, transparency, and stability.
I love it.
And ACE is accountability, credibility, and excellence in execution. Because we can have all the plans in the world, if we don't execute, it means nothing. And I know that from being a former athlete. You can practice plays and, put a game plan together. If you don't execute, it's all for nothing. So we want to do that. And then as I thought further, I said, well, what, quote, defines my leadership style? And I came up with one from Simon Sinek, who's a British-American author, organizational consultant, and motivational speaker. And it says, leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of the people in your charge.
I like that. It's not about being in charge.
Yes.
But taking care of the people.
So I'm not walking
in
around, City Hall or the city, with my chest poked out saying I'm the mayor now. It's not about that. It's about taking care of the people. And that's the taxpayers, residents, businesses, and all our city employees.
All right, well, let's move on. I'm glad about that. And I'm sure the employees, that's boosts morale. I've seen a couple pictures on Facebook, and they look like the employees were having a great time at Kelsey's and Kim's.
Yes.
All right, Kelsey's.
That was the first.
That was the
City
first
Workers
one.
Night Out. Yes.
All right, I did see that. There are a lot of things going on in the city.
Yes.
One, there's taxes. They're extremely high.
That's the first thing on my agenda. Yes.
And what is your plan for the taxes?
Well, I can only go back to my track record delivering for the people of Atlantic City. As the city council president for 4 years and the revenue and finance chair, we delivered 4 budgets. 3 of them were flat. 1 of them was a 5.5% decrease. We all know the story about why it was a tax increase.
Right.
People get mad at who they pay, but there's all kind of variables in what goes on in the tax structure. So it's open space, the counties, the city, it's the school board. The lieutenant governor, for the first time, got all stakeholders together, and we're coming up. I mean, it should have been happening, so that way this doesn't happen again. In my very first meeting at CRDA, I asked CRDA for a pilot to cover it. Now, there was some resistance from the front office in Trenton because, they have all 565 municipalities in the state of New Jersey.
Right.
So, they have the belief, well, what stops Trenton from asking for money. But the state is here in Atlantic City.
Correct.
CRDA money is no longer. That's one thing that we have to give former Governor Christie credit for. No longer are the monies going to North Jersey and everywhere else for projects. It's staying here.
I didn't know that. That's good.
Yes, under S11, under that bill. So, when we talk about the tax situation, part of the motivation is, to sell the properties that we have. The city of Atlantic City is currently the biggest landlord. So we had over 354 parcels that were auction ready. We put about 200 out, and the other ones, are put aside for RFP. People want to give us proposals, or community development corporations, nonprofits. They want to do something. So we're going to attack aggressively, because the last auction, 37 properties sold. We projected 900,000 and got 1.7 million.
Wow.
So investor confidence is sky high in the city of Atlantic City. I'm proud to report that we've been upgraded 2 tiers by Standard & Poor's.
That's great.
And we have a conference call with Moody's on Monday.
On Monday.
So, we're pushing the positivity. I went and spoke at Philadelphia the other night. A good friend of mine, Nicole Purvey. She has a real estate group called Better Than Success. They have a network of over 351 investors. We had about 100 people come out the other night in the driving rainstorm, and all I did was go promote my city. It's my job to promote the city. We had my planning director, Barbara Woolley Dillon, there. We had Bob Dan, who was from Maxpan Auctions, who was running the auctions. And we went up there and, got people interested. So we're looking forward to December 17th, so that way we can get as much revenue from the sales and turn it around as quick as possible to put those properties back on the tax roll, so every resident can start to see relief. A lot of the financial problems is all rateable base. It's simple mathematics.
Right.
2010, our rateable base was 20.6 million. 2016, 6.5 billion. 2019, 2.8 billion. Today, as we having this conversation, 2.5. We had a court-mandated citywide revow that is designed to make the third go up, a third go down, and the third stay the same. So we don't know how much is going to decrease or increase or keep the rateable base flat. But, we have to be aggressive in our thinking. We have to think outside the box. We need revenue streams. That's why I'm going to keep applying the pressure that we don't get 154, according to 2018 data, $154.5 million left the city of Atlantic City, and benefited the state of New Jersey.
Right.
That's unacceptable. So
now, is this going back to the levy tax and all of that?
The luxury
tax, the room tax.
So just picture this. In a short 14 months, the state of New Jersey became the #1 sports gaming destination. So people are coming in as early as Wednesday. They coming in, they're parking their cars, they're staying in hotels, they buying alcohol, they buying tickets to shows, and they gaming. They check out on Sunday. Yes, the casinos reap the benefits of that, and the state reap the benefits. So that person that slept in that room, we don't get a penny.
Right.
The person that parked that car, we don't get a penny. The person for luxury tax, alcohol, tickets, and all of that stuff, we don't get a penny. And lastly, they bet on sports.
Now I saw that.
Get a penny.
Now I saw that you stood up, that you went to Trenton.
That's right.
And you asked about that being changed, and they said that's not on the table right now.
Well, like I said, we got to make it on the table. I mean, we've been pushing this luxury tax thing. I mean, we just got to keep the fight. And I'm just telling the residents, just don't go to sleep at the wheel like we did in 2016, because they want it to be a state takeover part 2. And that's why the change of government movement is about to happen. How can Senator...
no, it's not about to happen. Yeah. That's why they're trying to...
No, that's just...
I mean, they're about to happen.
How can a retired senator from Elizabeth, North Jersey,
right,
get with Bob McDevitt of Local 54 and the Resorts Casino owner, who they said contributed $126,000 to this movement?
I saw that.
That was on the books. No telling how much he paid off the books. He's a billionaire, and all of these unions are against, the form of government. when this form of government produced so many union jobs.
True.
When this form of government built every casino except for resorts, ironically, resorts, and Boardwalk Regency, aka Caesars.
Right.
When this form of government changed in 1982.
Right.
And for him to say, well, he wants to expand Margaritaville, build a new hotel tower and a water park, but don't want to do it under this form of government, what is that saying? The problem is they have no say or no control of who's in charge of the government. And that intimidates people. Like I said, all I've ever done was do the best job that I can. All the city council has ever done is do the best job that they can.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, S11 gave them control of Pacific Avenue.
The tourism district.
The
yes.
tourism district. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. So why come they can't expand under S11, under the tourism district, which I never agreed with that being separated, but that's neither here nor there. That isn't. So if they already have the tourism district, what is the issue? That's what I don't get.
Well, the thing is, it's about control. It's about money. Listen, if they really wanted to change, they could have ran a whole slate of candidates. It was 6 city council seats open. So that resident who just elected who they wanted in all 6 wards, and ironically, I got reelected because of the situation. I couldn't be taken off the ballot. So
Right.
I'm the mayor and the 2nd ward councilman elect.
Right.
So scheduled to be sworn in on January 1st. But those residents in all 6 wards went to the polls and voted for who they want, whether you like who won or not.
Well, how did they?
The residents spoke. So at that time, if they really wanted to run people, they would have ran them then. But what they want to do, they want to think that they can control the residents of Atlantic City with money, and they've been doing it. They got little kids out there.
I know.
Going around saying, sign this, they're going to pay for my college, sign this for better streets, sign this to stop the violence, sign this for lower taxes. Look, my belief is if they had the signatures, because their original timeline was to have the special election in August, if they had the signatures, I believe they would have been produced. I don't doubt that they may have the signatures because people in Atlantic City sign anything, and that's a problem.
But that doesn't mean that they'll vote for anything.
I know. But that's what I'm saying. They can get the signatures,
right?
But they're not going to get the vote, because what it means is this: if the petitions are certified, it goes on the ballot, and that means, and they already plot, and they looking at the poor turnout, so they're saying the people aren't motivated. So what they want to do is have this special election in February,
right?
When it's freezing cold. Say, well, if they're not going to go to the polls on a hot first Tuesday in June day for the primary, or in November, they're definitely not going to come out in February. So that's their plan. But I believe in the people of Atlantic City. When it's all said and done, when they're fully educated on what's going on, I mean, I believe it's going to be stopped.
Well, I think what people have to understand is that, and John Adams said it so well in the 1700s, that our Constitution was made for not a few people to rule. We have a democracy, and if there is a change in government the way that is proposed, then there will be no say-so on who your representatives are. Am I correct?
No. What it is, if this is successful,
right?
And say if a miracle happens and they win, immediately all 9 elected officials are gone. Myself,
everybody,
and the 9 council members. Then there will be an election for 5 people, and those 5 people will run the city. Those 5 people amongst themselves will pick who's the mayor. It will take the choice of the Atlantic City residents away from choosing their mayor. And those 5 people will select a powerful municipal manager who calls all the shots.
Right.
And
the people will have no say so.
Yes. So the problem with that, so what they fought for in 1982 and then in the year 2000 to change Atlantic City from partisan is taking away representation from all the neighborhoods. So technically, you can have a 5-person council with every council person from the first ward. What do they know about the other areas of the city? It was designed to give you representation of, your area.
I understand.
So, and then at the end of the day, they're all only going to serve as puppets for outside special interests.
All right, but now, I want people to know the positive change that you're doing.
Yes.
Because, like you say, we can't stop what people are thinking. Mm-hmm. All right, but they need to know that there has been a new sheriff in town.
Yes.
Which is Mayor Marty Small, Sr.,
yes.
Right? And you have put in initiatives, one, sell properties to get revenue.
Yes.
To enhance the businesses. You have the employees going to a different business in Atlantic City to help the economy.
Yes.
You've changed the climate.
Yes.
In City Hall.
Absolutely.
And if anybody is violating that, I've heard you say that before, your new standards, they're going to be dealt with.
Yes, they are. And it's about holding people accountable. And that's what I start my directors meeting off with, every other week. Telling them, look, keep enhancing, the vision and the expectations that we put forward. And
all right, now I got just a couple because I got about 8 minutes. There's some new construction going on in Atlantic City with all these gas lines. I guess it's gas lines. I don't know what it is. How long is that going to take and why did that have to be? Because it seemed like it was sudden.
People will be inconvenienced for a while. Also, coming 2020, we're going to redesign Atlantic Avenue, make it more attractive, and more announcements will be forthcoming. And also, while those lines are open, I believe they're going to run cable for cameras on Atlantic Avenue. And now that I'm a board member at CRETA, I know that they're doing Pacific Avenue next. And the thing about land, I said, well, come on, we have to do some hopping around. Maybe you do Pacific next, and then you do Baltic, and then, come in for cameras on the north side. Because that's the thing, we need the whole city to have those cameras.
Okay, now, so the streets that are torn up is only for cameras, or is it for gas?
No, I'm saying, but that's the time you go in.
Oh, that's the time you go in to do it.
Yes, to do it. So we've also been able to make some other financial announcements. A press release was supposed to go out yesterday, but I accidentally sent out the wrong one. I sent that out again for the auction, but we already made the announcement that the garden is based in $1 million that we got from Green Acres, and we're going to get $1.8 million from CRDA
right.
to enhance that area. We believe, it's the best kept secret in Atlantic City. We also announced, what we also going to announce, and I'm going to break the news on your show, that we have $3.5 million in funding for streets.
Oh.
In Atlantic City. We're going to do about 20 streets in 2020. And these streets were chosen by the Department of Public Works and the neighborhood associations. It's spread out all 6 wards. In addition, we've secured $2 million in funding for the first bridge in Venice Park.
Good.
That project will go into construction at the beginning of 2021. And, we also going to announce soon that we have funding for bulkheading in Lower Chelsea. So we're going to try to rely on grant funding that go against, what we're doing here in the city of Atlantic City, to go against our municipal budget to give our taxpayers relief. I met with our grants writer, Jim Rotella. I laid out my priorities of things that I want to see, and it's his job to go get the money.
Okay, so, I love it.
Yeah.
Now, so the inconvenience, how long would the people be inconvenienced with the, how long would the construction, how long would it take?
It's going to be ongoing. I know the people in the Morris Avenue area complaining to businesses about lack of parking, but, it's no perfect time to do it. When people are inconvenienced, they're inconvenienced. I don't have the exact timeline, but it's going to be a while.
Mm-hmm. My church is down that way. That's why I was talking about that, because I could go all the way around to get into it, but we get in there.
Yeah.
We get in there, so, but it's going to take a little time. Mm-hmm. But so what are they actually doing? Is this, because that's what I'm not clear.
No, they're putting new gas pipes in.
New gas pipes.
As you know, you got to constantly change your infrastructure. And, that's what those professionals are doing. I don't know all the ins and outs.
Right.
They're the experts. I try to get you some answers from our engineer.
I'm happy with the answer that they're putting in new gas pipes. So everybody that's listening on my show, you heard it from Mayor Small. It's going to be a little inconvenience, but they're putting in new gas pipes. Apparently, they haven't been changed in so many years.
Yes.
All right, so there's a lot of good things that are going on, and I constantly want to have an update from you on the things that are going on so our listening audience will know. Yes, there may be a referendum coming up in February, but we're not concerned about that right now.
Listen, like I told people, that's their petition. I'm not losing an ounce of sleep.
No.
Because like I said, I believe in the people of Atlantic City. And yes, sometimes in politics, people like to play on emotions, but we're going to deal with the facts. This government, under incredibly difficult circumstances, has delivered for the people of Atlantic City. Listen, no one's perfect.
No.
And like I tell people, there are going to be bumps along the way, but it's how you handle them. It's, this is a distraction, but it's important not to be distracted. It's a big difference.
That's true.
It's a distraction, but don't get distracted. And, there's a quote that I live my life by, considering all the things that I've been through, and it's by the late, great Dr. Martin Luther King. And it's the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands at moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. And It's challenging and controversial times, and I'm here to stand for the good people of Atlantic City.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job.
Yep.
And I'm thanking you for bringing breaking news on my show.
Yes, I got you. No problem.
To let everybody know the things that are going to be going on that are happening in the city of Atlantic City. We're behind you. We're supporting you 100%. And I know that you're going to do a fantastic job, a phenomenal job, and the city will turn around.
Yes, it will. And more importantly, to you and your listening audience out there, and all the reverend clergy that may be listening, please continue to pray for me, my family, and our city.
Absolutely. We're going to definitely keep you in our prayers, and keep on doing what you're doing and keep moving forward. Yes. I know you will. Yes. Did you enjoy our program today? I know you did. Thanks for tuning in to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon right here on your favorite gospel radio station, WEHA Gospel 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. See you on next week. Keep those dials locked to WEHA.